were already being made, protons and neutrons smashing together.
Minutes after the universe began. That's hard to wrap your head around. But okay, obviously we've got way more than just hydrogen and helium around us, carbon, oxygen, gold. Where do the heavier atoms come from?
Right, and that's where things get, well, even more interesting. The heavier atoms are essentially cooked up inside stars, forged there. You need really high energy collisions to get nuclei with lots of protons and neutrons to stick together. That happens in really hot, really dense places.
Stars.
Stars. The process is fusion, as you said.
Yeah, we hear fusion, we think star power. But how does that actually build new elements inside them?
Well, inside stars, you've got this immense heat, incredible pressure that gives protons and neutrons enough energy to overcome their electrical, positive charges pushing apart, and they get close enough for the strong nuclear force to bind them together. Scientists figure that most elements, from carbon up to iron, are fused in stars much, much bigger than our sun. Core temperatures hitting like 1 billion degrees Fahrenheit or more.
Okay, so stars are these giant element factories. Got it. But what about things even heavier than iron, like you mentioned gold or uranium?
Ah, good question. For those, you need something even more dramatic. They need an even bigger energy kick to form. Elements heavier than iron and nickel, they generally won't form even in the hottest stable stars. Their formation actually absorbs energy instead of releasing it. So instead, they're mostly forged during a supernova. That's the huge explosion when a really massive star collapses at the end of its life.
Wow.
These massive explosions blast those heavy elements out into space.
So the gold in, say, a wedding ring, that's literally stardust from an exploded star. That's quite something.
It really is, yeah. A cosmic legacy, like you said. And astronomers are still figuring out the details, actually. Things like colliding neutron stars.
Neutron stars.
Yeah. Incredibly dense remnants of stars. When they smash together, it releases just enormous amounts of energy. And that process can also create heavy elements like gold, sometimes leaving behind a black hole.
Okay, so let's bring this back to you listening right now. What does all this mean? It means every single atom in your body has this incredible history. The hydrogen, maybe from just minutes after the Big Bang. The carbon and oxygen cooked in stars, maybe even tiny traces of gold from colliding neutron stars. It's all got this dramatic origin story.
And if you look at the bigger picture, understanding how atoms are born, it just shows this amazing connection across all of physics. From the tiniest particles right up to, huge cosmic events like supernovas, which does raise a pretty big question, doesn't it? If so much of the universe we see is made of these atoms, we sort of understand. But we still have huge mysteries like dark matter. Well, what other fundamental building blocks might be out there, still waiting to be found?
That is a truly mind-bending thought to finish on. We really hope this deep dive has given you maybe a new way to think about the very stuff you're made of. Until next